It's June 7 in Fort Bragg, California, and it's a miserable rainy day out there. No wind, not heavy rain, just dripping. I have to decide what I want to do with the day. Before I leave the house, before I even step outside, there's always that moment when I stand there and weigh my options. It's raining, it's June, and technically it's supposed to be summer. But Mendocino Coast doesn't care about the calendar, so I look around the house and ask myself the usual questions. Should I stay home and be responsible? There are dishes in the sink, the vacuum leaning in the hallway like it's judging me, and the bathroom reminding me it hasn't been scrubbed in a while. All perfectly reasonable things to tackle, but none of them sound appealing on a gray, wet morning. Then I check the weather, even though I already know the answer. It's that soft coastal rain, not a storm, not a downpour, just enough to make the world look washed out and quiet. The kind of rain that makes you want to get out of the house, but not go too far. So I start thinking about what kind of drive this is going to be. Do I loop down into North Harbor? Do I take a slow roll through the neighborhood? Or do I just admit what I'm really thinking? That a beer at Piachi sounds a whole lot better than pretending I'm going to do housework. And of course, there's the traffic question. Around here, that usually means one thing. Is there a travel van out there waiting to trap me behind it? One of those rolling houses on wheels, sightseeing at 5 miles an hour with no regard for anyone behind them? If I see one of those, that decides the route for me. The travel van moment. Sure enough, right at the very beginning of the drive down towards the harbor, I rolled up on exactly what I was trying to avoid. A big travel van, one of those rolling houses on wheels, easing its way down the hill like it had all day to sightsee. The kind of rig that turns a simple harbor loop into a slow-motion parade. I could already picture the footage. Nothing but the black back end of that van filling the frame, crawling along with no regard for anyone behind it. That was all the convincing I needed. Instead of following it down into the harbor, I swung left onto Franklin Street and headed toward town. The rain was steady, the streets were quiet, and the windshield wipers kept their slow rhythm as I made my way through the neighborhood. It felt like the right call. Leave the van to its sightseeing and enjoy the drive on my own terms. Franklin carried me north past the familiar storefronts and damp sidewalks, and by the time I reached Redwood, the choice was obvious. I crossed Highway 1 and rolled straight toward Piachi. Rainy day, early June, nothing else pressing. A beer at Piachi was the far better option. Sometimes the weather decides the day for you. Sometimes a travel van does. Either way, I ended up exactly where I needed to be. So enjoy the drive through downtown Fort Bragg. The wet streets, the gray sky, the rain coming down in that steady Mendocino Coast way. Days like this have their own kind of calm. The town slows down, the colors deepen, and the whole place feels like it's taking a breath. And hey, if you're in the neighborhood, drop in and join me for a beer at Piachi. No pressure, no rush, just a warm spot out of the rain and a good pint while the weather does whatever it wants to do. Thanks for riding along with me today. Rain or shine, it's always good to have company on these little cruises around town. Thanks for riding along today. I appreciate you being here. And if you want to join me for more drives around Fort Bragg, you can join for free by clicking on my picture at the end of the video. See you on the next one.